Hello everyone, today I am going to talk about the placement of Sun in the Ascendant. See, whenever the planet Sun is placed in the Ascendant, it means that your birth has happened at the time of sunrise, because your Ascendant is the position, is the point which is rising on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. Any sign can rise at the eastern horizon at the time of your birth, but if Sun happens to be placed in the Ascendant, it means you are born at the time of sunrise, because Sun rises in the east. So Sun, being the king of the solar system, it's a very important planet, and you have to study the qualities of this placement in great detail. I have decided to make separate small videos of each placement of Sun and all other remaining planets which I have not covered, because that is comparatively simpler for you to understand also, and it will be a shorter video and easier for me also to make on a regular basis. I have not been very regular of late, I realize that, but I promise to be very regular in the future. And now let's start with the placement of Sun. See, before we begin to talk about this, we have to keep in mind what are the karkas, what are the significators of Sun. Sun is signifying many things. Sun tells you about your father, about the government, about the authority, about your soul, about your confidence. It is also about your good health. It is fame. It is going to enlighten the house where it is present. It is also your authoritativeness. It is also your magnificence. So these things kept in your mind while you are studying the placement of Sun or any other planet to whichever house you want to study. Now, Ascendant is your entire body, is your entire self. It is your head region. It is your outlook in life. It is your entire life. Ascendant is the most important house in the entire horoscope. You have to study the Ascendant with great detail. So, whenever you are studying the placement of Sun, you will see that all the significators of Sun will rule the Ascendant, will rule the life of the native, will rule the outlook of that native. So this native is going to be very confident. His appearance is going to be very magnetic. The person will make a mark to wherever he moves in. People will want to look at him. People will be influenced by the personality of that person. The person will have a wheatish kind of complexion. Complexion will not be fair. It will be copperation color. The person could be having broad shoulders, a good physique, good built up, good height, and less hair on the body, because Sun diminishes the hair on the entire body and on the hair. The person could have very less hair on the head also. Now, these people would have a very vast outlook. They will do things with magnificence. They will never like to do things in a smaller way. They want to be recognized. They want to be respected. Wherever they move in, they want people to look at them. They want people to praise them. This is the reason why they like to be appreciated all the time. They may have lots of followers who are always praising them, and they like such people, because Sun is the king and king likes to be appreciated. Sun is also the natural holder of the fifth house. Fifth house is Leo. So whenever the Sun is sitting in the Ascendant, the person will be very powerful, or the person has to do something with the government, something with the authority. You would be very well placed. You could also be very much influenced by your father, or your father could play a very important role in your life. Now, Sun in the first house, especially when it is between 10 degrees to 20 degrees in the sign of Aries, will be considered as exalted. Now, this kind of Sun will give you a very hot-headed temperament, very egoistic person, and it will also make you very capable. you are also worthy of getting a high position in a government sector. If not in a government sector, then you could hold a very high position in whatever place of work you happen to work, and sun will always take you at a very good position in life. Sun being a egoistic planet will also cause lots of ego within you. You could have a very high opinion about yourself, about your upbringing. But on the contrary, when sun is present in the sign of Libra, where it is considered as debilitated, the person may have a very difficult childhood. But in the quadrant within the Kendra, any planet that is getting debilitated will automatically get the cancellation later on in life. And otherwise also 80% of the times a planet is getting cancellation of its debilitation whenever it is present in the Kendra. So this kind of a person may have a very difficult initial childhood days, and later on his life would improve and there would be a reversal. But at the same time, these people may not be very egoistic, they could be very humble. Now lots of other things will also influence this behavior of sun. You do not have to take things in black and white, because astrology can never be in black and white. Lot of people will tend to take the things as they are told without thinking that there may be an influence of some other planet which could be increasing or decreasing the effect of that planet which we are studying. So if your sun, which is a separatist planet by its nature, because it's a hot planet, so wherever it will sit or wherever it will aspect, that house will drift apart from you. See, imagine a situation where the king is sitting and the king is looking at a given place. So when the king is sitting, nobody else would be sitting besides him, only his friends can sit besides him, and wherever sun is looking, only that person will be standing up and talking to the king. So what I want to say is that sun is a separatist planet. Being a hot planet, when it aspects your 7th house, it will drift you apart from the partnerships, from the happiness of the spouse. If there is a effect of another malefic planet, then it is not considered as good for the 7th house prospects. Your spouse could also be very egoistic, and there could be ego related issues between you and your spouse, unless there is a benefic aspect coming on the 7th house or on the ascendant which can balance out the situation, else it will be a very difficult situation for you. Now whenever you are studying the position of the sun, you also have to give the importance to the dispositor of the house where the planet sun is sitting, because sun is basically a luminary. Now if your sun is sitting in the ascendant and the dispositor is equally well placed, in that case you will have a very good life. You will be very successful in your life. Now sun is also a significator of success. The person will be successful with this kind of placement. The person will be hot-headed with this kind of placement. So friends, this was all about the placement of sun in the 1st house. I want to continue with the series, so stay tuned in. I'll see you in my next video about the placement of sun in the 2nd house. Thank you for listening.